This is D&D on the Farm RPG. I am your dungeon master, Belogan, and we have 3 intrepid adventurers with us today. We'll start with Boobun.
Hi, I'm Boobun. I'm playing Spectre, the rabbit rogue.
Next, we have Cole.
Hi, I am Cole, playing Kokusho, who is a bronze dragonborn ranger.
Who does not have dark vision, but doesn't matter. I looked that up just to make sure when I was editing our previous episode, we were asking about it.
Yep, no dark vision.
And lastly, we have Augie.
Hi, I'm Augie, and I'm playing Astley, the gnome bard. And Belogan will mix up my name with Spectre's at least twice. I'm raising the bar.
Minimum. Yeah.
Minimum twice. All right. I think I gave myself
last time.
3 times. I think I only messed up once last session, but we'll verify that when I'm editing it later on to see how we did.
We'll call it out. Don't worry.
All right. So kicking off, we just celebrated a victory over these 3 rodents of unusual size in a small cavern underground that was even further underground from a well-kept studio pad that was hidden underneath a tree stump outside of which slumbers a drunk bear. The rats were protecting a pile of refuse that might have something of interest in it. We know at least one of Kokusho's arrows is stuck in there. More importantly, though, these rats had sharp teeth and they did bite. And so now we are left to wonder, what will our adventurers do next? Are you going to take a moment to try and heal and recover? There are multiple ways to do that. We're going to start digging in, looking for loot and dealing with this incredibly stench-filled pile of refuse, or something else.
I'm going to give a cure wound or cast cure wounds on Spectre. So
Okay.
I have to roll.
It's going to be a D8 plus your spellcasting modifier, which was charisma. It's bonus. For you is a +2, so it'll be D8 +2 health that you heal, and then you'll mark off one of your 2 spell slots for the day.
7.
Ooh, that feels nice. Thank you. I am back to full health.
Yay. How do I actually mark off a slot?
Hooray.
Spectre's feeling better.
Much better. I've stopped bleeding. My hand has miraculously healed from its horrific rat bite.
I don't actually know how to mark off a spell slot.
So I'm not sure where on your sheet it keeps track of spell slots. I think it keeps it in on the spells when you look under first level. Under cantrips, it just has 0 because you can cast infinite of those. And then or it has nothing on it. But then under your first level spells, it says slots 2 and slots remaining. Right now it says 0. Initially that would be 2 at the start of the day though, so we're at 1 slot right now. Actually, and you had cast command earlier as well, though, and that failed. So I believe that actually is your 2nd spell slot.
So I'm going to just leave it to say 0.
0 is correct currently. Right. Maybe it subtracted it when you were clicking on them earlier.
Maybe, because I know I think I clicked on it.
Yeah, Astley can still cast many cantrips as she would like, but Cure Wounds and Command have been used for the day.
Okay, well now that Spectre is feeling better, I'm going to look at the pile of poop.
All right.
How large is this pile?
It's probably about 3 feet in diameter, about 2 feet high. And it's not just feces, although there are plenty of that. It looks like scraps of leaves and paper. There's chunks of wood and things, just whatever they have kind of chewed up and brought down. And it smells horrible. And the closer you get, you realize there is going to be a little bit of a health risk of trying to dig into this if you so desire.
I'm going to use prestidigitation to instantly clean 1 cubic foot at a time of this 3x2 pile. Can I do that?
Absolutely, you can do that.
Yeah. Because I can instantly clean and something. It says an object, so I guess I'll just pick like a piece of thing.
Is it a single object or is it like an area of objects? I guess that's kind of the condition.
It says an object. So I guess I'll just kind of.
Can the object be the floor?
Yeah, that's kind of open to interpretation. So what happens? You start casting the spell, prestidigitation, to clean the area. And what you're finding is there's lots of smaller chunks of things in here. So like you cast it once, expecting poof, all the refuse to be gone. Instead, what you'll have is like a really clean stick sticking out of the pile. And you can make progress doing it this way, but it's going to take a while. It may take you an hour or two of repeatedly casting this spell to get this pile completely clean, and then it'll just be clean rubble sitting there. So if you'd like to take an hour or two to do that, that's absolutely fine. That is your choice.
I will start to do that while they figure out another plan and toss sticks.
All right.
I personally am feeling impatient, so I will at least go grab my arrow that's in the pile already. And,
The stinky arrow.
and start digging around it.
All right, Kokusho, you have a pretty good idea of where the arrow kind of went in because you see kind of the small hole that's left, and you can figure where it probably stopped at the floor. As you reach in, let me have Kokusho make a Constitution saving throw.
Do I just click Constitution?
It's going to be on your saving throws.
Yeah, I might just.
Yeah, you just click where it says Constitution under the saving throws. It's pluses 0 with your roll. So it's going to be just a straight up D20.
It was a 9.
It was a 9. Okay.
Glad it wasn't at disadvantage.
The right button. I think so. Yeah.
All right, you reach in and you're able to find your arrow, and as you do, you just start to feel really, really sick. Like you're able to hold it to where you're not puking, but you're going to need to sit down and recover for a couple minutes, or you're going to be just really dizzy and out of it. So mechanics wise, you're under the poisoned condition for the next hour.
Okay. But I did successfully recover the arrow.
You did recover your arrow. Yep.
Right.
And it was luckily, it's still usable. It smells funky. A quick prestidigitation can clean that off.
I'm busy. I've got a little pile
You
of
might have to wait your turn,
sticks
though.
and scraps.
If this arrow were to pierce someone's flesh, would it give them a similar poison effect?
Potentially, if it's done within the next hour before it kind of wears off, sure.
Well, I'll leave it unclean for now. Plus,
Just in
we're
case.
already busy cleaning the pile of pieces.
All right, so Kokusho is sick. Astley is casting spells.
I stumble away, kind of just lean against some wall, and just sit there, I guess.
All right, what is Spectre going to do during this time?
I think she's looking around the room, not at the refuse pile, but like in the other corners, looking for anything along the wall that could mean anything. If it's just like dirt or whatever, she's just looking about, investigating the space because she's not going near that pile of poop.
Can't blame her for that. Let's get a perception roll for Spectre.
Not very perceptive. That's a 4.
That's a 4. All right, you're looking around, and the first thing you realize is you really wish the smell was gone. It's starting to get overpowering. You're not quite as sick as Kokusho is, but you're really not finding anything other than it's just a room filled with a bunch of crap. It's just going to take some time to clean. And just as you're about to give up, you notice out of the corner of your eye, where you are not looking, you do see another hole that looks like it's an exit to this room. And you can't really tell which direction it's going, but it's kind of hidden behind the refuse pile a little bit.
So as the refuse pile is becoming smaller, it may be uncovered more?
The pile isn't necessarily getting smaller. There's a lot of items and things that are there, They're just slowly being cleaned one at a time. So the pile may be shrinking a little bit, but not drastically.
I'm tossing all of the clean stuff to the side, maybe generally towards Kokusho, not at him, but away from me.
No, throw it at him. I think that's what.
Maybe like
Astley is flinging all the feces at me. Okay.
No, it's not. It's
No,
all
the clean pieces.
Oh, the clean. Oh, okay.
All right, I want to go investigate the hole. Maybe I will kick away the refuse with my foot to open the hole up a bit.
Yeah, you're able to use a clean piece of wood, a stick that has been magically cleaned, and kind of clear away and take a peek at this hole. This time let me have an investigation roll.
It's a 15 on that one. That's a better roll.
15.
Like that one.
All right, excellent. All right, you check out this hole, and you can see it looks like it's heading upwards. So it may be an alternate exit or entrance to this small cavern. The other thing you notice about it, though, is that there are not any recent tracks. It hasn't been used for a while. And you can see some cobwebs kind of further down the tunnel, indicating even further that nothing has really traveled this route in quite some time. Long enough, at least, for dust to settle on it, for spiders to start making their webs. Although it had been used in the past at some point. But at least in the recent history, the ROUSs that were down here were using the other entrance and exit that you guys came down initially.
I'm curious about the hole. I want to see where it goes. But I think I might wait to check it out until we get to the bottom of this pile.
All right. So patiently you wait. When the pile is about halfway clean, something catches your eye as it gets cleaned off. And what you see is a piece of stone that's a little bit larger than the others that you had seen, in the size that it's maybe the size of a book. But it looks like it's kind of in the shape of a shark tooth, kind of triangularish with jagged edges. And it's maybe about an inch or two thick. Definitely looks different than the other chewed up pieces of wood. The other stones over here were kind of small, look like they probably just got tracked in on rodents' feet and those kind of things. This one definitely is a different shape.
I pick it up and I look at it.
All right, you look at this stone, and it looks like it's been carved in the shape that it is. The other thing you notice on the bottom side of it that you didn't see initially is there's this etched pattern that looks like kind of a swirl. It starts like a dot in the middle and then circles around a couple times and ends up on the outside.
Do I recognize any of these symbols?
You have never seen this symbol before, no?
I put it in my bag.
Okay. You put it in your bag. Let me have you make an Arcana check as you're putting this away.
It's a 10.
All right, a 10. You get a sense as you're starting to put this in your bag, you feel just a tingling of arcane energy coming from this stone. And you realize it must be some kind of a runestone. You've heard of these before. And by themselves, they don't necessarily do a whole lot. But if you have a complete collection of these various runestones, you've heard that they can be used to craft spheres that can unlock strange realms.
So I heard of these before? So I've heard of these before.
You've heard rumors of stones with runes on them that have kind of been found here and there. But other than that, most of the lore of what they're used for is really whispers and kind of lost knowledge. The knowledge that they can be used if they're a set is probably mostly speculation. It's something you could ask around town and see if anyone has discovered. But mostly it's just kind of been whispers and rumors, which isn't that uncommon to hear these rumors in kind of the farm and the town. It seems like this whole region before the farmers all started moving in, it was known as a barren wasteland. Everyone thought there was nothing here, but once it was discovered that crops grow really well and the farmers moved in, more strange things have been discovered. And there seems to be a lot of odd trinkets here and there that can be found. And so some of these rumors of things you're hearing may be true, some may be false, but that's kind of where you're at with it at the moment.
I keep it in my bag, and how much of this poo pile is still remaining?
About half of it right now.
I keep going. I have a feeling that this chalice may possibly be in there. Does the arcane energy help me move a little quicker?
Sure. You certainly feel excited by this discovery. You found something, even if it hasn't been what you're looking for exactly just yet. But it sharpens your mind, and you cast your prestidigitation maybe a little bit faster, maybe a little more diligently. And it doesn't take too much longer until you start to see something gold kind of sparkling. And you're able to cast your spell a few more times before you completely clean the pile. And sure enough, you see the base of a gold goblet.
So you're telling me it took these rodents 4 days to make that entire pile?
No. They buried the shinies. That's what they did. The pile's been in construction for a while.
I toss the chalice to Kokusho, and I look at the hole.
Okay. Kokusho, filling your goal in hand, you feel better, and the nauseous feeling leaves. It's been long enough. This hole that now Astley and Spectre are kind of looking at, you realize this is even smaller than the hole you came down. You'd have a really hard time fitting through it. But our smaller players, our smaller characters certainly could if they wanted to.
Could I use my rabbit ability and dig it out a little bit?
Absolutely.
Okay, so she's gonna try to make the hole a little bit bigger, so that Kokusho could also fit in this hole. So
Okay.
yeah, she crawls into that hole and gets digging.
Okay. So you start digging this hole out a little bit wider than it is. And it takes a little bit of time to do that. But as kind of expected, it curves upward. And it doesn't take too long till you get a pretty good sense of why it's not being used. The spider webs that were initially just kind of cobwebs hanging start to get thicker and larger. And you get the sense that whoever's making these webs are probably pretty large size spiders at the end of this tunnel, such that it definitely would have been a deterrent to these rodents of unusual size to have continued using that hole.
Okay, I pull my dagger out and cut some of these webs away to see if I can't clear the path a bit.
The Spectre's saying anything?
She's in full like bunny mode, just digging. I'm sure if you talk to her, she might say something, but she's completely focused on the task at hand of digging. She's in like a rabbit trance, digging a hole.
Well,
Okay.
as I see it widen, I guess follow behind and I guess pull out my short swords and try to help clear some cobwebs.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to follow too close behind the burrowing rabbit. I mean, the dirt flying out's got to go somewhere.
Okay, I linger far enough behind that I get whacked in the face with heaps of dirt.
A wild paw just comes flying out at you, and you may get kicked in the face. Be careful.
I hear some like grunting and, swishing of dagger and what's going on in there? What you doing?
It's a burrow. I'm clearing out this burrow to get us through this tunnel. There's a lot of spiders' webs up here, though. Probably some big ones, I think, because these spider webs are sticky.
I take a piece of wood and I cast prestidigitation to light make it a little torch, and I pass it in. Take this.
I guess that would be to me, and then I'll hand it to Spectre.
I just
I guess
someone
wait for
take
Spectre to slow down a little bit in her digging, and then hand her the torch.
In between clumps of dirt flying backwards, she swings her paw back and grabs the torch or the lighted stick. I don't know if it's quite a torch. And
It's close
and swings
enough.
it too close enough, and swings it forward into the webs to try to clear them out a little bit better.
Okay. Yeah, these webs are starting to get thick, and by the thickness of the web, I'm not talking about how many, but how thick the actual strands are. And they're probably about as thick as your pinky finger at this point. As you continue to make progress, you come face to face with a skull that is caught in these webs, and the skull is just kind of the head of it heading back towards you guys. And it's the skull of another one of these rodents.
Cool. I put it in my bag.
The
cut it
rest of the
free.
skeleton is behind it. It's not just the skull.
Oh. Can I snap it off?
That was the first part. Sure.
All right, I snap the skull off and I place it into my bag. This is fun. This is a fun treasure.
All right. As you snap off the skull, you notice the rest of the webbing around it. You can tell you're pretty close to the exit, but you can see the rest of the webbing around it start to tremble. At least one, probably multiple creatures on these webs are now aware of your presence as this skull has been disturbed. You can tell that they're kind of scurrying from the exit. You can gather probably by the strength of the movement that these spiders are probably similar in size to the rodents that you were just fighting earlier.
I immediately start backing up. My butt goes directly into Kokusho's face. Get back, move back, let's go. Yeah, back up. Big bug incoming.
Astley hears this and just decides to go back in, like through the first hole to back to that bookshelf and to see if any of the books are in Gnomish or recognizable in any way. Because Astley does not particularly like spiders.
Okay, understandable. Quickly decide to reverse courses. All three of you head back out. The good news is that the spiders aren't chasing you. They were going to wait for you to come out before they did whatever it was they were going to do. So come back out to the cavern where the rats were at, and then back up the original hole, back into the well-kept studio apartment here underground. Now, there weren't any books per se that were in here. There were collections of mushrooms and things like that, and a place to cook. There weren't any books just lying out, per se. If you'd like to make an investigation check, we might be able to look around and see if maybe there was something else you could find.
Yes, I would. Either books or anything, with writing, papers, whatever. That is a 6.
A 6. Okay. You give it a good shot. You can't find anything.
That's a +4.
We started with a 2 then. Or it was 2 plus 4? Or it was 4 plus 2?
Nope, 2 plus 4.
It was 2 plus 4. Right. Yeah. Unfortunately, looking around, you're not able to find anything that would be written down in this area.
Is there anything else that's like cool or shiny or anything else? Like, because now I'm thinking about this stone,
and
I'm wondering if there's anything else around in here that might be like magical. Or I look at Spectre and Kokusho.
Spectre starts looking around and seeing if she can find anything shiny. She's not really into books, but shiny things she's into.
There is a very shiny, large, probably silver spoon that looks like it's been used to cook stew and things like that on the stove down here.
She'll pick that up. Take that. I like a spoon. Spoons are cool.
And other than that, most of it just seems mostly kind of earthly colors and tones. There's not a whole lot in here beyond that that's super blingy.
Is there any like cooked food?
Not at the moment. It's been kept clean.
Mm-mm.
Like there's a couple wooden bowls and some wooden carved silverware that's all put away nicely, and it's cleaned.
I mean, we did find what we were coming here for. We could just go and bring Borgin back his trinket that he is sorely missing.
Suppose we could do that, couldn't we?
Yeah, that sounds good.
It is not necessary to slay every monster in the Misty Forest before returning with the object of your first mission. This is true.
I head up the... Was it a ladder that we came down?
Yes, there's a ladder that headed up to the wood stump, and it was kind of like a trap door. It had closed. You guys had kind of found the button to open it from the outside. And on the inside, it's pretty easy to see when you get to the stump. There's kind of like a pole on it that you just pull, and it pops right back up.
I go up, and I do the thing.
What thing is that?
The button pull thing. I open the door.
Okay, yeah, you pull the lever, open the door. You guys climb out. Okay. So you guys come out cautious of the large bear that was drunk and asleep. And at first inspection, you actually don't see the bear at all. That big, massive ball of fur is gone. What you do see is a small humanoid curled up right where the bear was. And by small, I mean about the size of Astley. And still asleep, still snoring, curled up in the exact same position that the bear was.
I go wake him up. I need to know more.
Okay.
Wait, do
Is he
I
clothed?
recognize? That's a good question.
Yeah, you get close. He's clothed. This creature, this humanoid creature, is clothed in kind of commonish clothes. Not the same style that you would expect the farmers to wear when they're working. Kind of more like you'd expect from a hunter or someone who lives in the woods. So it's not animal skins. It's covering him. It's made from some kind of a cloth, but they're kind of earthy colors.
Do I
And
do I recognize him as a gnome?
you do.
Yeah, I go wake him up.
Specifically a forest gnome.
I still go wake him up.
Like, oh, okay. So you go and shake his shoulder and try to get him to wake up. And he's really groggy. Looking up, like, who? Oh, whoa, who is that?
Hello there. I'm Astley. I pull out a bottle of the wine that I had and offer him a swig.
Okay, he looks at it. He's like, maybe later. I think I've had enough. Oh, my head.
I offer him some water.
Astley, who's Astley? I don't know Astley.
I'm Astley. Now you do.
Oh, you're Astley. Well, who's that? And he looks kind of scared, pointing at this very tall dragon-looking person.
I throw a little stick at him at Kokusho.
I am Kokusho. I mean you no harm. And then I guess I'll kind of sit or kind of hunch over in a lower, not as towering form.
Okay. Kind of hunch down so you're not quite as threatening.
Yeah, he's not the one you need to worry about.
All right.
Spectre just cackles and walks over and offers her paw.
All right. He kind of grabs with both hands. He's shaking a little bit. And he says, "You're the one to worry about?"
I didn't say that.
Astley throws another small stick just at Spectre.
Okay.
They're harmless, I promise you.
All right. As he's kind of becoming a little more conscious, he's like, "Oh, where's my manners? Yeah. Were you camping?"
Something like that.
Oh, okay. I'm really sorry if they took anything from you. I promise. They didn't mean anything by it.
The rats?
Oh, they don't like being called that, but yes.
Are you a bear?
We have some bad news for you about the rats.
He's like, "What?"
No, I elbow Kokusho like directly in the leg. I'm like, shut up. Be quiet! Don't say anything about the rats!
The bad news is we did not get to meet them. Is the bad news.
Like, oh, okay. Well, and then he looks at Astley and says, "A bear? No, I'm not a bear. I can be shaped like a bear. I am a druid, after all. Yeah, my name is Alvin. Uh, nice to meet you." And he hands out his hand like he's introducing himself again for the first time.
I look at his hand and I decide to scratch him behind the ear again.
And he kind of slaps it away. He's like, "No, I don't know you like that."
But you do, though.
He's like, no, I don't think so.
I shake his hand.
He's like refusing to admit that anything may have happened a couple hours ago.
So what you doing out here in these parts?
I live here, and I take care of the forest. That's my job. Been doing it a long time, long before anyone else really started moving out here. Really.
I didn't know anyone else even really lived out here. I thought this was just passing through.
Well, most people don't. They made their road through, and they go through, and that's just fine. As long as they don't try to chop down my forest, I think we're okay to let the road be, and that's that.
Why don't you show him that cool stone you found? Maybe he knows something about that stone.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay, we're playing that game.
But Alvin, do you know anything about runestones by chance?
Stones with runes on them. You see them every once in a while out here. They aren't real common, and they were here long before I showed up. I've seen a few, but no, never did much. Never touched them much. I'm not much for that kind of mystical magic. I am happy to use the powers of nature. He's kind of slowly becoming more alert and aware of what's going on. He's kind of scratching his chin, and you get the impression he's been watching people travel the road that's been here for as long as you guys have known about the town, but he's never really talked to anybody before. At least not humans.
Not for a while.
Or sentient rabbits.
Or dragonoids.
Yeah, he seems less concerned about the sentient rabbit even than he does the gnome, and certainly he's the most cautious of Kokusho.
Well, any tips? Any cool things in the area we can go look at? Since you seem to know these woods quite well.
Well, let me think about that for just a moment. I mean, what would you be interested in seeing? You saw the campsite, right? The one everybody goes to.
Yeah, we use that. That was a nice amenities you've got here in this forest. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's pretty nice. Parts of these woods are so old that you find sometimes things petrified in them. That's always fun. You don't want to go too deep from here back that direction. There's a bunch of large spiders. They're icky.
Oh yeah, I think
He's
we
kind
may
of
have
pointing
met
where
a couple of them.
a couple of them. Yeah, steer clear of them. You don't want to run into them. He starts thinking. I don't know about anywhere cool specifically. I mean, the trees are great. What more could you want?
That's very fair. How
Crunchy.
do you find your way around with all the mist? I just kind of vaguely gesture towards the mist.
Yeah, that's kind of around.
Yeah.
Like, well, you have to have a general sense of where you've been and where you're going, and kind of know where the sun is. If you really get lost, though, it's usually pretty easy to find the road. And from the road, you can kind of get anywhere.
Interesting. Well, thank you for chatting with us. And
You can always climb up a tree. You can always climb a tree and get above the mist.
that's very good to know. I look at my short legs. Well, we are the newest branch of the Firewire Adventurers Guild. So if you ever need anything, you can always call on us.
You'd have to go into town though, and you don't seem like the type. So, I mean, I
could send
I don't
a
know how much
letter.
you're gonna be. Yeah, you could send us some mail. You could have one of your, like a pigeon or whatever you talk to in here bring us, a little message.
Or next time
There's people.
someone's camping, you can pass along a message if they're heading towards
Yeah,
town.
exactly. I can't believe I'm agreeing with the talking dragon, but yes. That's exactly what I would do. Just slip in a note, let him deliver it. I guess you'll hear from me if I need the Firewire Adventures Guild.
All right. Well, I guess we better be off. We've got an adventure to finish.
Yeah, we got to mosey on out of these here woods and finish our quest we are on. But it was a pleasure talking to you, sir.
He says, all right, my pleasure for me too. I think I'm going to go home, finish sleeping this off. And he kind of gets to his feet. He's not real stable on his feet yet, but he goes over, pushes the button on the tree stump, and starts kind of going down the ladder.
Spectre immediately grabs both of their sleeves and starts pulling them away. We need to get out of here right now before he sees that we killed his rats. We need to leave. She's like whispering, like, let's go. We got to get out of here.
Astley is not at all concerned, but allows this.
All right.
We leave.
Okay, you guys leave with that, knowing Alvin's going to find a mess. He may or may not figure out what happened. You're not sure how much this conversation he's going to remember. To be honest.
No, it's okay.
But,
I explicitly made it clear that we unfortunately did not meet any of the rats. Not at all
did not have a
suspicious
chance
at
to
all.
meet them.
We've cleaned his refuse pile and we've killed his pets. So I don't know. He'll either be really thankful or really angry.
Something like that.
What if the refuse pile was what was protecting him from the spiders? What if we just sent this man to his doom?
I mean, that is possible.
And we did widen out the tunnel and cut down the cobwebs. So.
Ashley books it for town.
All right. Let's not stay to find the actions, the consequences of our actions. Right? Okay. We fast forward a couple days. You return back to the town. Town still doesn't have a name. It's just the town. Everybody knows where it is. Everybody knows exactly what you're talking about. When you get back to town, you find Borgen is there, kind of in the center, and he's just before you even get back to your headquarters, he's just cleaning up his shop a little bit. It looks like he's had a successful couple of days trading goods here. He is leaving with far less than he came with in terms of goods and items, but he seems to have collected a lot of coins. And as he sees the three of you walking in, making your way, he kind of waves at you.
Hi, Borgen.
And says, "Hey, you made it back. Do you any good news for me?"
I sneakily pull out the gold chalice from my bag and present it to him and say, would you consider this good news?
He looks elated. He is so happy. He like jumps up and down, claps his hand. He grabs his chalice and he hugs it like it's his favorite teddy bear. He almost gets a tear in his eye. Like, oh, thank you. I'm so... Whew. He kind of composes himself, realizing he let himself go a little bit. Yes, I had faith in you all along. I was sure you could find it for me.
He's very convincing. You sound very, very convincing, Borgen.
We believe you.
He's like, oh, yeah, that's payment. That's right. He goes and he opens up one of his crates that he has, and he pulls out the promised payment of what do we say it was? 402 gold pieces and 102 ancient coins or something like that. I don't remember the exact numbers. I know I wrote it down. We'll
Do we
find
have to keep track of our own money?
it might be worth keeping track of.
What are ancient coins going to be? The one after gold,
Ancient
maybe?
coins, AC.
Well, yeah, but that's
Yeah,
not...
you could put that as platinum on the sheets if you want to fill in
Okay, so
one of the sheets. So silver,
So we got 33 each.
33 each.
No,
Ancient coins,
34, right? If it's 102.
34. That's right.
Ooh.
The ancient coins aren't going to be useful for a whole lot in town, other than if you wanted to buy stuff back from Borgin. But you will need those to pay your admission fee into the Firewire Adventures Guild.
Hmm.
Additionally, each of you have 134 gold pieces, and that you can absolutely use in town.
Sweet.
Woohoo.
Hey, Borgin, before you go, I was wondering if you know anything about the stones that have runes on them.
Says, "Oh, did you find one?
Maybe. Do you want to see it?
Sure. Yeah, I'd love to see it."
Pull it out of my bag and cradle it.
All right. He kind of looks it over, and he says, "Oh, I've seen one similar to this before. Like, you see this swirling symbol on it?
Mm-hmm.
There's an old dialect that I don't even know the name of it, but they had a numbering system, and this one is just the number 5. That's all it means."
Do you know the other symbols?
I've seen a few of them. I've even tried to sell them here every once in a while. They don't seem too popular. The farmers don't really know what to do with them. So
I pull out a piece of parchment and a writing utensil, and I hand them to Borgin. I need to know.
okay, need to know what they look like. All right, he writes down some of the symbols for you that he knows, and apparently he knows the numbers 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. It's like those are the ones that I know, and gives shapes of what they look like.
Thank you.
And I'm not going to go into description for you, but you are welcome to pull up your profile on Farm RPG and look at Runestones 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. That's the symbols that they look like.
And you can find 5 in the Misty Forest. So
You absolutely can.
So 9 kind of looks like a toe.
It's a little like a toe. It's a couple symbols, yeah, that represent it. Yep. 7 kind of looks like a crow sitting on a perch. 3 looks a little bit like a horseshoe with a heart in the middle of it, and 1 is like a Z with some extra lines in it and a dot above it.
I don't know about these being numbers. It's just weird that a 9 has 4.
I'm not gonna pretend to understand it.
I'd hate to write the number 9 in this language. You'll be here all day.
Just wait till you try to write 999.
Yeah, exactly.
I can imagine that'd be a full day's endeavor. But it might be easier than I've heard Roman numerals.
What are those?
Numbers in Roman.
I don't know that language.
I don't know. They use them to count sporting events.
I see.
I don't know why they do that. That's just what they do.
That sounds pretty odd.
Listen, there's a reason I'm not a magician or a sports announcer. I'm a merchant and a trader.
The only numbers you need to count are your currencies.
That's right. And I use the good old common base 10 decimal system for that.
It's a good system.
Well, thank you, Borgin.
He says, "Oh, you're welcome. I did spread the word about you guys in town. You may find a couple notices on your board when you head back to your headquarters if you haven't already been there."
Thank you.
sweet. Good looking out, Morgan.
Astley's already on the way back to headquarters.
Back to the headquarters. All right.
Before leaving, I asked Morgan, where are you headed to next? What does this week bring you on your journey?
He kind of pulls out a parchment and kind of looks at it and says, "Yeah, that's a good question. I keep a schedule." Says, "Yeah, I need to head out. Looks like we're going to head to the docks by Lake Tempest, and from there take a ship to Baltruvia and head up that way next."
Well, good luck on your journey, Astley yells.
Yes.
Maybe we'll see you next Wednesday.
Good luck.
Good luck. Bye-bye.
See you later.
Says, I'll be back. I'll be back sooner or later. We'll see you again, I'm sure.
All right. We'll make the casual stroll back to our digs, I'd say.
Astley was running, runestone in hand.
All right, well.
Spectre is walking casually.
Spectre and I will casually walk back. We watch Astley run away.
Astley runs.
Astley doesn't run
Quickly as
very
she can.
fast.
Really? Okay. If you say so. All right. So Astley's the first back to the Firewire Adventures Guild headquarters. And you do see that there are on the sign that you guys have posted outside, there are 3 envelopes that have been pinned to it. And they've been placed in kind of a, we don't have plastic, but they've been placed in some kind of a bag to help protect it from the elements a little bit. Probably some parchment that's been covered in wax. And there's not anything to script on it, but there are 3 envelopes that are pinned to the board.
I ignore them and go inside to find a place to put my runestone.
Well, luckily we know that Astley had purchased a trophy shelf. And there is a nice spot on the shelf to display your large stone shaped like a shark tooth with a swirly rune in it that apparently means the number 5.
Right beside it, I also place the paper with the other symbols.
Okay. Got to collect them all.
Well, I guess as Spectre
There's
and
9 you're aware of.
as Spectre and I are going in, we'll grab our
we'll
mail, I guess, and
take the
put it
mail
on
off
our
the
table.
board.
Grab your mail.
Spectre rips
All
into
right.
it like it's a bill as soon as she gets in the door.
We owe money to now. One of them's talking about your auto's extended warranty is about to expire.
Oh no.
Our
They
horse
found me.
Your
carriage.
wagon's extended warranty. No. Okay, there are 3 envelopes. And the only thing that's on them, when you look at them a bit closer, they do have, you can see inside, kind of through the waxy parchment, there's a name on it. One of them has the name Jill. The other one has the name Thomas. And the other one has the name Trid on it.
Trid.
You don't have the papers. You can't pick. I opened Jill's letter.
Astley
All right,
grumbles.
you're absolutely welcome to open up all 3. and take
Astley
them out.
Astley grabs the one for Trid.
She holds it over her head. You're not just
Astley casts,
No Trid.
Astley casts vicious mockery.
oh, we're playing that. Oh my goodness. I mean, you got mocked.
Astley casts vicious
Who
mockery.
needs
and
monsters when we can have the players kill each other over who opens what piece of mail?
I see this fight about to start, and before it can get anywhere, I quickly try to break it up the best I can and say, let's just go through them one by one, and we'll get to Trids eventually.
Astley has already begun the vicious mock, calling Spectre a fur ball and a jacket.
Ooh. Do I need to roll something to avoid damage here?
A wisdom saving throw.
All right.
There is no PvP in Farm RPG, so no.
Okay.
All right. So at some point through all the hustle, Astley gets a hold of Trid's letter, starts opening it up. Spectre is ripping open Jill's letter. And with only one choice left, Kokusho's opening up Thomas's letter, trying to make sure they all get opened and looked at. And they are as follows, starting with Jill. Jill says to the Firewire Adventurers Guild, I heard of you through Borgen that you are available for hire for jobs. Recently, a cart of corn that was being sent to the docks near Lake Tempest was raided, and the corn was stolen before it could be delivered. I assume the corn is gone and eaten, but we would like to have some guards for the next shipment of corn that is to be sent out in 1 week's time. So that is the first letter. The second letter is from Thomas. It starts off very much the same way. Thomas has heard through Borgen about the Firewire Adventures Guild and says, we are in great need of volunteers to help clean up the Crystal River. It has become littered with bottles that we need to have cleaned up, but some kind of river monster has also taken up residence in the river, making it difficult and dangerous to clean the river as well. If you would be so nice as to help volunteer, please come speak with me, and I can equip you with recycling bags and cleaning sticks and point out where this monster is if you know how to deal with such things. That's the letter from Thomas. The last one from Trid just says, from the mayor's office, requesting a special audience with the Firewire Adventures Guild, ... And that's all it says. So those are the 3 letters that you currently have.
I would assume that we all kind of read them out loud.
All at the same time.
Yeah.
Drowning each other out entirely.
It takes a minute, going back and forth. Maybe you'll decide in the future that you need a better way to do this. No, I'll try to talk over each other. But eventually you get the gist of what everyone's asking for. And you can kind of take your pick which one you want to do, when and where. Some of them, Jill's had a request in 1 week's time to have something done. You could wait until then. You could do something in between, or just ignore Jill. Thomas's didn't give a timeline on it specifically. Neither did the letter from Trid.
Guys, this is the mayor.
It sounds the easiest also. He just wants to talk to us, right? I mean, it could get into something more, but we could just go talk to the mayor. It doesn't give us a time frame. We could show up in the middle of the night and just
hold the letter up.
Yeah, exactly. Over our heads.
Interesting that you picked Jill's letter, though.
Listen.
Astley kind of smirks.
I'm always going to go, ladies first. Ladies first.
Well, Jill's task does sound important, but sounds like we at least have...
It's a week. We have some time on that one.
We've got a few days on that one, and Thomas, it seems like he accidentally littered in the river, and he wants us to pick up for him. So I think we should go investigate and see what's happening with the mayor.
I'm with you. I think this Thomas guy sounds like a fool. I think we should do the mayor, then do Jill, and we can save Thomas for last.
Yeah, the glass bottles, it doesn't sound like they're going anywhere. So we can do that one, whatever. I decide
to take a rest.
It's been a couple days just by way of whether or not we've had rest. So you've had a couple of long rests up to this point. Your spell slots will be back, that kind of thing. If that's what you're worried about.
Okay. Astley heads for the mayor's office.
Okay. Is everyone all together headed over?
Yes.
Yep.
Astley is not used to traveling in a group.
Traveling together, head over to the mayor's office. You know where it is. The town hall was built not that long ago. And you haven't been away that long. It's only been like 4 days because you traveled out to the Misty Forest and back. But you notice the mood has changed a lot. Usually around the town hall, it's busy. People are coming in and out. But you see a large crowd of people. Large for the town. So not absolutely massive. It's maybe 20 or 30 people. But they're kind of parading around in front of the town hall, holding signs. and protesting. And some of the signs say vote for Pedro, and other signs are saying not my mayor, and other similar type slogans. Apparently, these people are not thrilled about whatever it is that Trid's doing at this point. And you know that Pedro was the mayor of the town who kind of mysteriously disappeared. No one's quite sure where he went, and Trid stepped in to take over mayoral duties in the interim. So
Astley
that's what you see outside the town hall.
Astley just kind of gets through the crowd, and we go straight in.
Okay, yeah, you guys kind of push your way through the crowd. They don't really stop you from coming in and out. There are 2 guards at the door, and as you approach, they just kind of, they don't really know who you are. They just kind of ask you to state your business. What do you need with the mayor at the town hall?
Present the letter, looking very, very,
All right, you show the letter.
looking very as heroic as one could.
Okay, you show the letter. One of them's kind of like, huh? The other one immediately recognizes, like, oh yes, hurry. We've been hoping you would show up. Come in. And he ushers you in. He brings you in. There's a hallway. There's a door to the right. He says, wait here one moment. He knocks on the door and he hustles inside. And shortly afterwards, you see the guard come back out with some other farmer who looks like he's just been shooed out of the mayor's office. And the guard kind of ushers you in. It's like, hurry, come in. The mayor's waiting for you.
Spectre scoots on in.
Astley is just full force, like almost running. I need to know.
Well, I'm still walking, just looking around the building and the office, seeing what I can see.
Yeah, the building itself is pretty basic. It's built to be functional, but it's not super exceptional by any means at the moment. It's mostly made out of steel beams and kind of a wooden structure. Beyond that, at some point it may get decked out a little bit nicer than it is, but that's kind of the town hall at the moment. So you come in and you sit down, and the mayor Trid, I'm just gonna say he looks like absolute crap. Like he hasn't slept well. He's got bags under his eyes. But beyond that, who would like to describe what Mayor Trid actually looks like?
Short brown hair, probably pretty tall for a human. For some reason, a New Yorker's accent. That's all I got.
That's all you got. Okay. Good enough. Mayor Trid's tall for a human. He has short brown hair, and he has a New York accent that I'm not even going to try to do. I do a terrible job with accents. But he does. He looks like it's been a rough couple of days. And he says, "Oh, you came. Thank you. I need your help."
What did you do?
He says, "I'm sure you saw the..." Nothing. That's well, I shouldn't say nothing. I've been doing a lot, trying to hold down the fort, take care of everything that needs to be done from the mayor. But as far as what everyone's upset about, look, here's the thing. Pedro disappeared. We don't know where he went, right?
Right.
He's just gone. But everybody is convinced, at least the protesters outside that are making my life miserable, they're convinced I had something to do with it. I don't know why.
Did you have something to do with it?
Well, I didn't find him, but that's it. No, I had nothing to do with it. Listen.
I don't care what you did.
There's only one way for
do.
me to clear my name.
We just need to know the truth, though.
That's why you're here. I need you to find Pedro, find out where he is or what happened to him. It's the only way to clear my name. He's like,
So,
you think you could do that for me?
For a
Do
fee?
you have any leads? Like, do you have anything that you, any at all, like hints of where he was going?
I don't. Look, I know his residence has not been tampered with. Nobody's been over there other than the town guards kind of just took a quick look through to see he wasn't there. But we've kept everybody out. So if you'd like to go to his residence and look for clues, that's probably the best place to start. I got nothing, though. I don't know where he went.
How long ago did he actually
But I
disappear?
need you to find him.
How long has he been gone?
That's a good question. We're not quite sure. Honestly, we're not quite sure when he disappeared. But we got to the point about 2 months ago that I had to step in and do something. I couldn't, in good conscience, just let the mayor's office sit empty. I've got the skills. I know what to do. So I took over about 2 months ago. It's been, maybe a couple weeks prior to that anyone had seen him prior. So he's been gone a good couple of months, maybe 3, maybe somewhere in that range.
Why are people just now starting to riot and complain? What have you done so badly that people
What did you do?
Yeah, what did you do?
It's not so much what I did, it's what I didn't do. Look, when Pedro ran for mayor, and maybe you weren't here, but he made some pretty crazy campaign promises. Apparently, he told some of these farmers all their wildest dreams would come true. And obviously, they haven't, right? But now they're blaming me for it. Why aren't I keeping his promises if I took over? And yada, da, da, da. Just bring Pedro back. What did you do to him? It's madness. Like I said, the only way really to clear my name is to figure out what happened to Pedro. Look, maybe he realized he couldn't keep his promises and ran. I don't know.
Can I do like a perception check to kind of try to tell if he's hiding something or like lying?
You're trying to read him?
Yeah.
See if he's being honest. It's not perception for that. The skill that you would use would be insight.
That's an 8.
An 8. Okay. You totally read that he's obviously very frustrated, and it seems like he's telling you everything he knows, or at least is able to tell you. Maybe he knows something he isn't telling you, but it doesn't seem pertinent. He seems pretty much at his wit's end, and if he thought there was something else would help you, he'd definitely tell you.
All right, but you're gonna owe us.
Yeah, what's in it for us? Why don't we just choose to not help you and have another election?
He kind of breathes deeply. He's like, well, I mean, you could do that. I hoped you'd be willing to do it just to, bring peace to the town. But if you need some payment, I guess that is what these guilds want. What would be fair? What do you think you would need to make this worth your time?
600 gold.
Carrots.
600 gold and an official endorsement from you should you remain mayor of supporting our Firewire Adventurers Guild.
And about 300 carrots.
All right, listen, the carrots I can do. Right, no problem. I got the carrots for you now. Right, not a big deal. 600 gold, that would take a little bit of time to put together. I mean, can I do that in payments?
I mean, it might take us a little bit of time to sort this out. Then you're asking a big thing of us.
Oh, we can have the carrots right now.
Oh yeah. Hey, you agree? I'll get the carrots, no problem.
Carrots right now, 600 over time, 600 gold over time, and we find him when we find him.
And endorsement upon completion.
An endorsement, absolutely. You do this for me, everyone will know. Mayor Trid fully endorses, authorizes the Firewire Adventures Guild to operate in the town as needed, unimpeded, unmolested, whatever you need for city resources. Well, we're giving you 600 gold. Maybe not city resources, but you need to get anywhere or anything like that. You'll have my approval.
I motion for us to kind of huddle up and discuss it really quick.
We'll be right back.
All right.
Scuttle over to.
So we huddle on up.
All right. So what I'm thinking is, I think 600 gold. It would be great if we had it right away, but to me, the endorsement is worth a lot too. I think we'll get a lot of great work in. In worst case, we just go investigate Pedro's residence. We don't really find much, and then that's it.
So you want us to work for exposure, is what you're saying.
I think we should do this. The gold will come when it comes. I'm not too concerned about that.
Maybe we need.
I mean, we're getting 300 carats, baby. Like 300 carats. That's a lot of carats.
We probably have that many carats back at the base.
I don't think so.
These are special.
How many have you
These are
eaten?
new carats.
How many have you eaten?
Excuse me. 300 carats is a lot of carats. This will last us at least a month.
Well, it sounds like it's 2 votes for yes. Astley, what do you think?
I almost want to get more out of him. I think we could. He's very desperate.
I mean, he's given us a lot of carats. 600 gold. That's 200 gold each, but over time, obviously. I mean, I'm not that desperate for gold. The carats, though, that's what I'm for.
I want a key to open that really cool well that I think only the mayor has access to. I want to have access
to the city.
that. No, to the well. You know, the one that you throw you throw something in and make a wish. And
the wishing well. Yes. I know. I've been throwing some lily pads in there to get some popcorn. It's cool.
I want unlimited access.
I mean, you could try that. You could try adding that on top, but I think we've got him raked over the coals right now.
You're probably right. All right, let's do this. I hold out my hand to do a cool group thing.
Spectre just follows Astley's lead on the on that cool hand thing.
Okay, whatever that is.
And break.
Firewire.
Firewire Guild. To victory. We rejoin the mayor and let him know of our. All right, are we going with this well idea? Letting him know of what we want from the well.
I mean, if you want to toss that on, that's fine. We're getting my 300 carats. That's all I really care about. So let's,
Yeah.
Okay, so we want 300 carats. We want 600 gold when you can get it to us. We want a full endorsement from the mayor's office and access to the wishing well unlimited.
He kind of thinks it over. He's like, all right, here's what I can do. Carrots up front, endorsement when we're done. The gold, if you can either find Pedro or where he is, with proof, 600 gold, I'll pay 100 gold every month till it's paid off. So 100 gold every month for 6 months. If you can't find it, but you can find credible information on what happened to him, I'll still pay you 600, but it's going to come at 50 gold a month over the next year.
No.
And yeah.
Astley instantly shuts that down.
I think that's fine. I mean, we still get paid.
A year?
It just takes longer. I mean, what's a year?
12 months.
Because listen, if I don't have concrete proof and these people take my word for it, it's going to be a lot harder to collect taxes. I'm not going to really get the money as fast. It's just simple math. I don't want to promise you something I can't deliver.
But if we're able to find credible proof of whatever did happen to him, and we're able to present that to the public.
Yeah, and if they buy it and you get these protesters to go away, sure, 600, 100 a month, no problem.
Okay.
We'll make it happen.
Okay.
Great deal.
And you want access to the well, I mean, mostly junk comes out of there. You don't need my permission for that. You can use the well. Unlimitedly.
Usually when I throw stuff in,
the well has its own costs. I have no control of that.
Well, who does?
I hear if we become a Patreon subscriber, we could get a couple more access.
That's what I heard too, right?
Then I want a Patreon. I want Patreon.
I want a Patreon subscription
for the rest of the year.
Listen.
Let me be an alpha.
I'm just the mayor. I don't have control of that.
I am an alpha. Astley tries to flex and it doesn't go well.
Yeah, you're a real alpha, all right.
Yeah. All right. I think the terms have been agreed to. With that, we're going to wrap up this episode. And we will pick up the investigation of what happened to Pedro when we resume next time.
Bum
Woo!
bum bum.
Yay.